My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as a big-ass piece of shit.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on! This is my home!
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Say hello to my little friend! It's a man, baby! Fuck you, retard!
Oh, behave.
Yeah. Why so serious?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
I am Iron Man.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Welcome to the Ryan Satin Show. This is the Man Show. I'm Cav Manning from the Lingus Mafia podcast, and along with me is the man who rents out room in Ryan Satin's head, Mr.
Dirt Sheets now.
Billy Body.
It's actually a dirt. It's a Dirt Sheet story now.
Oh, really? That you're that he's lost his fucking mind and he can't handle it?
I don't know if you want to redo the intro or we just reveal this.
No, let's reveal it. Let's go. We never, we're transparent.
It's in a group chat.
Mm-hmm. Let me look.
My comeback has made a full circle now.
Oh, that's unbelievable. From No DQ. Russo has heated words with Wrestling Reporter. Oh, and great. And you're on the front page in your video. Oh, I might be in trouble, though, Billy. I just laughed about something. Apparently, you're not allowed to do that. So, don't go to any Lisa Lampanelli shows because she makes fun of race and people in the audience fucking laugh. So they should go after all those people because they laughed.
Well, why have they left everything out? They've got everything here except the photo, except his tweet.
The messing with your son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's going to catch fire. And we're a very good team, Billy, because after you had said that, I came to you and I said, get me the picture of the tweet. And you were like, it's a fucking long time. I don't know where the fuck it even is. I got to find it. It's in my fucking archives. All that. It's fucking, a couple of years back. And I was like, well, if you can get it. So you did some homework. And you dug in, and you got it. I went then to Twitter, and I confronted him.
I got nearly everything we'd ever said.
No shit. I was like, you found a fucking gold mine.
Made a fucking day of it.
So I tweeted it to him, and I said, originally where I said to him without a picture, I said, so you could bring his 6-year-old son into shit, but he can't comment on your grown woman girlfriend's Twitter post. Now he's out of line, right? And so he replied, and Nick, our buddy, said, well, he's just going to block you. I go, no, he seems to, I'm not attacking the man. I'm not calling him names. I'm having fucking conversation. If he thinks he's in the right, he could have a conversation like a grown man. So he replied, and he says, I don't know what he's talking about. I never did that. So I then get the picture of the tweet where he says, oh, Billy, you fucking transphobic. I hope you get what's coming to you. And then he does like they do on Snapchat where you could add filters and make somebody have makeup on. And he puts that on Billy's 6-year-old child. And I send him that and I go, oh, this is the tweet that you don't know what he's talking about? And he replies back, 100% photoshopped. I reply like a proper gentleman, and I say, if this is 100% photoshopped, I will 100% apologize. I got no problem saying I'm wrong if I happen to be wrong. And from there, Nick then takes the fucking picture and slides it into a Photoshop app that tells you if something is photoshopped or if someone has put something original up. And guess what? It came out scanned fucking original. Own what you fucking did. I sent him the video of it being scanned and said, "Welp, how about this?" No reply at all. Like Phil Collins, no reply at all, baby. And if you want to be a man, and I know you're listening, now I go under the my hidden Twitter, obviously because you have blocked Lingus Mafia on Twitter. You have blocked Cav Manning on Twitter because I let you know about things before. Now, this secret Twitter I have, the big bombshell, is Bucky K. Fizz. And this is just so I could look around. Now, you could block this if you like, but I have not attacked. I have stated facts for you. So, and I also have DM'd you and said, talk to me like a man. I would like to know your side of the story. I will not yell at you. I will not scream at you. Billy will not be involved in this. It will be me asking him questions. I will grant him to come on to the Lingus Mafia podcast. I'll show respect. I'm not looking to scream and yell. This is not my fight. He got into shit with you and Nick before my time with you guys, so it didn't affect me. But I am tough but fair. I go right down the middle. I would like to hear his side. We know your side. I'm willing to listen to things. This will never happen, of course, because what would it help him? He is completely wrong because he started this. He does not like an opinion that you had, Billy, so he decides to write employers to get you fired, take away things from your pocket.
It's not that he didn't like an opinion that I had. It's that he just didn't like me getting any notoriety or traction, period.
That's even fucking... I don't even know what's worse, to tell you the truth, if he don't like your opinion or just doesn't want you in competition with him because you have real sources. And he, like, posts... I see tweets where it's back in the day, like, laughing when it's said that you have accurate information. But I also see other people tweeting and saying, let's not forget, Billy is, like, over 95% of the time correct in his stories. It must drive him insane. And obviously, nobody will be 100% because, as the world always says, things change, and things do change, as we know now, up to the fucking minute in the last second before someone walks out in a curtain. So it doesn't mean everyone's always wrong, but when you have a track record that is fucking well over 90% of the fucking time, you cannot deny that someone has information and can fucking post this and be reliable source. He is all about, I want to prove facts before I post. You are fucking on the money constantly. So why would he be upset? Because you are better at it than he is. That's the fucking problem. And for him to put a fucking 6-year-old, he pulled a 6-year-old fucking child into the fight. He has zero fucking legs to stand on. If somebody goes after him left and right, he can't say anything. Now, here's the question, Billy. If he says, I was completely wrong in what I did by involving your child, I sincerely apologize. It won't happen again. I see the error of my ways. I apologize. Do you then say, that's all I need. I'm done with you. We can move on.
You want him to apologize to me?
If he apologizes for what he did with the Austin stuff and says, I was wrong.
No way.
Okay.
No, I don't give a fuck about his apology. If he's gonna go to Twitter and get my fucking account back so I can resume my livelihood and not have this reputation of... See, that's the thing. I said the same thing I said on the wrestling show, which this is not supposed to be, but hey.
Well, it is a man show. We talk about whatever we want over here.
Yeah, well, I said quite clearly, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like the sound of my voice, my opinions, if you think that I'm cocky, condescending, whatever. I don't give a fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't start like attacking my credibility when the statistics are quite clearly there. Now, you can go on the site or wherever I posted the news and you can cherry pick the one or two things I got wrong, and you can fill a tweet with it. You give the 4 pictures on the tweet, and you can go, "Oh, this is wrong and this is wrong." Yeah, that's fine. But you'd need about 100 tweets to fill up everything that we've got right, which is what we constantly do. When I'm always trying to find stuff and go, oh yeah, well, if I am so full of shit, what about this, that, and the other? And I'm sitting there going, well, I've been so right about so many ridiculous things, from Becky being pregnant to Oscar winning Money in the Bank to Kairi Sane winning the NXT title, and that's just in the last fucking month, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just in the last month. But over the years, there's been so many ridiculous things, from like Jinder winning the title to the WrestleMania 33 main event to every Royal Rumble winner to just this on and on and on. And like the guy, like other people are saying, he's right 95% of the time, which is probably about right. Like I really couldn't pick and choose what the stories would be. So I don't understand why you got to make it about news, because of clearly beating this guy out in news. I'm doing another podcast for 7 weeks in front of a fresh audience, and they're all like in love with me because I don't come across like this fucking Ponzi fraud symbol of everything that's fucking wrong with censorship and social justice, and he represents all of that. He is a symbol of all of that shit that we hate, and probably the listeners that here hate, and probably that Russo's listeners hate, because you can put our listeners and Russo's listeners together, and I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of crowd who are looking for the same kind of stuff, give or take. But that's it. He's the symbol of the opposite. And what I'm confused about, or what I was confused about back then, was why he had so much of a following, and why people wanted to go down this route of where they're saying, yeah, let's all watch less. Let's all see less. Let's all like stop. Let's cancel more stuff and give ourselves less options. Mm-hmm. Let's like clean up comedy. Let's clean up TV. Let's clean up everything. Let's fucking sympathize with everybody and everything, and make everything fluffy again, so that nobody's offended by anything. And I don't understand how so many people got behind that. But the thing is the tide has changed a lot. I think that may have been a thing that started to grow back then and probably peaked maybe the year after. But I think now, especially this year, people are now getting sick of it. Some things are being cancelled where people are turning around and going, you know what, fuck all of this. Like, fuck this bullshit. Like, they're calling, like, as I said on Russo Show this week, Joey and Chandler on Friends are homophobic. Super Nazi episode of Seinfeld's going to go. Numerous TV shows over here in the UK are now, like, banned. Anything with blackface, for example, they're getting on Howard Stern's back. I think now that people are just turning around and being, you know what, fuck this. Like, everything is fucking shit. Like, we can't watch anything. We can't say anything. Everybody's talking about censorship and being gagged, and it's quite a common thing. And it all started with letting people like this ascend to the positions that they did in the media, where they have too much of a voice and too much of a sway, and they've just basically created a culture of fucking pussies, which is no other way of sugarcoating it. You're a fucking pussy. If you like Ryan Satin, you are a pussy. You can't be anything else. You cannot like him and not be a pussy. You must be a pussy. You have to look in the mirror and go, I enjoy listening to Ryan Satin. Oh no, I'm a fucking pussy. That's it.
Now, I want to read you one string
Did you get any enjoyment out of listening to him? Like, did you watch that video in the group? Like, how did he come across?
I watched some, and I was like, I can't continue to watch this. I was fucking the one with Satin on like a talk show. That one you're talking about?
His own talk show. He got somebody to interview him.
Yes.
On his own format.
Yes.
That's like.
And I was like, I did enjoy the homeless story. I got to that, and then it started getting boring for me. So there was, other than just being boring, I enjoyed that story. I found that interesting. I never heard that before, because that was just a regular news story. It had nothing to do with any wrestling bullshit. But I was fine with that. And then I was done, though. I was really fucking bored after that. So I want to read you a quick thread that was on a Twitter today with somebody calling for him to be banned and somebody defending it, and my reply and what happened along the way, because I find it to be interesting. So one of Lingus Mafia fans, he says, just checking Twitter and seeing that at WWE on Fox, WWE, Fox Sports, has transphobic cyberbully working for them, Ryan Satin. It's 2020. We need to cancel Ryan Satin, or we need to make cancel WWE a thing. Transphobic. Enough is enough. And he retweeted the whole thing with your son. Some guy chimes in and he says, or maybe stop canceling things because your feelings are hurt. So stupid that social media can ruin people's livelihoods because some people don't understand life. Embarrassed to be human these days with so many weak-minded, power-having people. I reply, but Satin is the king of trying to have people fired for things canceled because he doesn't like something someone said. Maybe he tastes a little of his own medicine. He involved a 6-year-old and Billy's and Billy's comments on a grown woman's Twitter post, but Billy's the bad guy. This guy writes, and what's funny is he doesn't even know what's going on. He just chimed in for that because he writes, yeah, I have no idea who any of those people are. Just saying the cancel culture makes humans look like the bottom of the food chain. It's like disgusting. Satin, whoever he pushes or someone shouldn't be allowed to follow. I said, I agree 100%, 1,000%. The background is Satin is a guy who doesn't agree with people and stands on a soapbox and is now turned around on him. We have always said, if you don't like something, turn it off. He's different, so he's going to pay for it. And then the guy writes, I could support that. Makes sense. So completely turn it around to where, no, we're not saying cancel, WWE should cancel because we're one of these people that say, remove this person. We just don't like what he says. It's, he does it to everyone else. So now guess whose turn it is to have it done to him. Otherwise, I'm not for having anyone fucking have their mouth shut or anything from it. But when you are the one pushing around people and getting people together to get people canceled off and getting their Twitters taken away, when it turns around and comes to you, don't fucking cry about it. It's that whole fucking Nazi slogan where they said, first they came for these people and I did nothing. Second, they came for these people and I did nothing. Third, they came for me and no one was left to fucking defend me. So you can't just keep your mouth shut when other shit's happening, and then when it comes to you, go, how dare you? It works for everybody. So I'm for everybody being able to say whatever they want, unless you're a hypocrite and go the opposite way, which is what he is doing. You cannot fucking say all that. And when it comes back to you, play the victim. And I disagreed with Russo for one thing he said, where he said these people have no sense of humor. Because what is very odd about it to me is they're crying about that you made fun of his girlfriend's dead dad. You know, modern day, Big Show and fucking...
Which I didn't.
Yeah, so it's, you brought up the dead daddy. Wham, my daddy's dead. My daddy, Big Show stuff. And so I had sent them a tattoo that I have on my fucking body about my dead daddy. And I wrote to them and said, you are now eligible to get this tattoo. And humor is the only way to get through traumatic times in life. There is humor in everything. And I honestly mean that. And I sent a picture of my tattoo, which says, I can do anything I want because my dad is dead. Because there was a big joke about this when my dad died. Me and my sister, we said, we're allowed to do anything we want. My father's dead. People should understand. I should be able to cut to the front of the line. I should be able to speed. My father's dead. I get out of my way. And she wrote back and she loved it. She said, I love this tattoo. And they laughed. They both liked it. So there's their humor to that. They found that fine. So why are they so upset by this?
The fact is that number one, they're not, because it's just an opportunity to attack people that he's worried about and doesn't like. And number two, it's not even an attack on her dad anyway. Everything's an attack on Satin. From the comment where it turned around and said her dad would rather be dead. Like when you put on the wall, you put, oh, daddy, Vince, pay attention to me.
Yeah, Rosenberg, fucking, he had to chime in with his fucking portly ass and saying, oh, disgusting. Oh, how disgusting these two people with Billy and Russo, and saying how, I'm paraphrasing, and, oh, Russo's really aged poorly, bro. But you're allowed to fucking comment on someone's looks, though, right? They're all fucking hypocrites. Don't tell
Isn't
me.
it under there where I turned around and said, "This is coming from me, a fat, balding cosplay Bobby Heenan"?
Yes, and that's the only thing. As soon as I see him, it's the first thing I think of. Him wearing the fucking Bobby Heenan jacket. It's all I fucking know of him from. And
that's the thing, right? I've gone on a show every week on Russo show and on mine, but it's obviously on Russo show, it's a different platform. And in a funny and entertaining way, I have systematically buried everybody. And these people like to hear it. There's no way that anybody who's watched the full show can tell. Yeah, there's some people there that go, "Oh, this guy's trash" or whatever, because Vince always picks clips that, you know, are the most controversial 45 seconds of the show. I mean, that's the thing. Vince started this as well. Like, he could have picked any clip from that show. So I don't think that he's too fussed about it. And I don't think that the wounds have healed of what Satin did to him, just like it hasn't done with me. But the fact is that when you're looking at two people that have come together, that he's had sacked from two different platforms and what he's done to my Twitter account, this is obviously going to happen. And the fact is that even through all this time, I sat on that tweet because I play dirty. So that's the thing. When he lifted that photo from my Twitter and edited it, for me, that's fair. That was fair game. Like his girlfriend is fair game. I am not a fucking pussy. I will have this war out. I will fucking be dirty. I will Photoshop shit. I will like fucking Photoshop myself fucking his girlfriend. Like, I don't care. Like, for me, let's just fucking do it. I mean, the perfect solution would be to stand face to face and fight it out. But Nick told me today he's 5'5". So
really,
so that's not going to
really. I'm shocked by that. I didn't think he was. I thought he was a taller guy.
Yeah, that's why.
Is he same as you? Is he tall head?
No, he's white. I'm sure he's white.
Really? I thought he was in your category of fucking the Great Khali style.
Or Ryan Satin is his name.
Who the fuck knows? I mean, name looks like it says Satan, for God's sake. I mean, Jesus. I wouldn't know. I didn't think Body is a fucking tall-headed name.
My point is that there's preferences as to how I would sort this out, but in terms of being able to say whatever you want, it doesn't affect me at all. Like, that picture didn't bother me until like it all got to the point where he was being offended by me bringing in his girlfriend like she was defenseless. And then it just triggered in my head. I was like, hold on a minute. There was only one person that brought in anybody that was defenseless, and that was you, because you brought in somebody that doesn't have a Twitter account. You brought in someone that wasn't even old enough to have a Twitter account. And like, I know he's obsessed with this whole, you're homophobic, transphobic. I don't think I've ever even said anything homophobic, even on our show, behind closed doors. Like, other than the fact, like,
I mean, we bust balls, but that's like me. I'm sure, which would be grabbed on as me saying towelhead. That what a racist human being I am, and that's going to be, it's I could give a fuck what someone says, because I will make fun of everybody, and I am still in that world where I don't fucking care, and I will fucking say whatever words I want, because I know I'm not a fucking racist person, so I can make fun of everyone fucking equally. That's white people as well. Everyone's fucking involved for me.
And that's the thing. You can say to your friends, "Oh, you're a little faggot, dude." Like, you know what I mean?
It depends what's in your vocabulary, because that one is like rare for me. There are other words that aren't as rare, like my best buddy is a quarter chink, and that's easy to say. I said my best buddy, quarter slip. You fried rice eating bastard, you. And it doesn't matter to me and to him, because you fucking laugh. It's fucking stupid and fun, because that's what you do with your fucking buddies. You rip the shit out of each other.
And that's the thing. I do my shows with my buddies, and my audience is an extension of that, because if you're not on the show with me, but you're friends with me, you can listen to it. I like to think of my friends being able to listen to it. And the thing is that people then will turn around and go, "Oh, your friends are assholes." I was like, no, they're not, because I think we make up a majority of the normal people in terms of like how we bust balls and stuff. We may not go and do it on a public forum, but the thing is, that's the beauty of our show and what it's always been, in terms of we will just be guys sitting around like talking how we really would, and then we'll just fucking push record. There's no difference between our comments. We're not cleaning this fucking shit up on here.
No.
So we will make like little racist comments or,
of course,
or comments to each other, or like people that we know. But deep down, like, you can't throw the homophobic thing at me because I don't hate the gays and I don't deny them their right to do whatever they do. I got nothing against them at all. I know loads of gay people and I've made loads of fucking money from the gay industry. If I hadn't made my appearances and done my gay magazines and all that, I'd be a lot poorer. And if I was against it and I still did it, I would be a hypocrite. Trans stuff, very different.
Yeah, you're not into it, and meanwhile, I'm completely opposite of you in there, and that's where, I mean, we have such opposite opinions on a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean that I don't like you and you don't like it's so fucking dumb. And like I have said about racial names, and I said this on my show before, where I think it's a big difference in how you say something to someone, as in if you said, "What up, my nigga," to your friend, it's a lot different even than somebody saying that fucking black. In a hateful way, saying that fucking black is fucking worse than someone saying, "What up, nigga?" That's fucking... You would take the fucking what up one before you would take the other one. So it doesn't matter if it's your fucking buddy too, and you got a fucking Jewish friend, you go, "What's up, heebie-jeebie?" If you're fucking cool with people and there's not hate in your fucking heart, then what the fuck? My buddy has a gay brother, all right? And I bust his fucking chops all the time. And I have also told him, I think gay people are fucking better people than normal people. And I go, and yes, I did say normal people. So I say, I believe gay people are fucking better human beings. Do you agree with that? I think they're fucking better human beings.
In what sense?
They're just fucking better people, I think, in general. I don't think they're... I mean, obviously, there's asshole people in every fucking group of whatever you're talking about. But I think for the most part, they seem to enjoy life. They seem to have a good time. They're fucking downtrodden and fucked up by, people that hate them. And they seem to have a fucking party all the time. You tell me these gay pride parades. That looks like the fucking most fun time I've ever seen in my... These guys are walking around with assless chaps and their dicks hanging out. They're having a fantastic time. They're having a better time than straight people. And I've always been for the gay marriage because my theory is let them be as miserable as the rest of us. See, you're not into the tranny stuff where I'm like, I feel people are born certain ways. I think their brain is born the way it fucking is. And if they think they're a fucking chick in their brain, that's the fucking way they're fucked up in the brain, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, but you said it right there. You're fucked up in the brain in terms of that's an issue right there that they need to deal
There's no
with.
fixing it though. There's not, "Oh, my brain has a problem I need to fix." It's so if you were born retarded, you can fix that. There's something in the brain that is just not the same as everybody else's. And that's
right, but it's the whole thing in terms of like how it's promoted in society and how it's like and how much like publicity it's getting and how we need to let children know about it, and most importantly how I'm supposed to pretend that they're not what they are. I mean, that's the main problem, like with the whole thing with these women now coming in and they're trying to run against other women, where these men are trying to run against other women in athletics.
Well, in sports, I agree with you.
We've got Nyla Rose like coming into like AEW, and they gave her the belt.
Well, at least that's fake. So there's nothing to do with it.
But they give it a title because they're trying to piggyback off this all-inclusive thing and say like how and just pat themselves.
Well, do you find her skills to be any better than any of the other women? Because I don't. I think it's pretty fucking normal. So I don't see like, oh, she's far and above everybody else, so of course she deserves the title.
They just pat themselves on the back. They just suck their own dicks for being...
Want to be the first.
Yeah, no, they just want to turn around and say, look at us, look how great we are.
Yeah, they want to be the first ones to do it.
Yeah, we give everybody a chance, whereas I'm turning around and saying, that's a dude, I don't want to fucking see this. And I don't. Like, that's the thing. I don't mind what you do. I don't give a shit, like, what everybody's doing. But to parade it in front, I don't want to be explaining that kind of stuff. Like, when when my child gets old enough or whatever, then he can discover all that for himself, that people are fucked up in that way. But the fact is, if you don't want me to say that they're not fucked up in some way, but they are. It's not very different to a disability, because you're saying, you said it yourself, it's something's fucked up in the brain. Well, they're not like disabled in terms of body function, in terms of like they're not able-bodied, but they are fucked up in the head. So I don't think that's something to promote. Whereas at the same time, even gays can be a mechanical thing, but it doesn't involve other people having to pretend that they can't see what they're seeing. And they pretty much just get on with it on the side. I'm not happy with the parades and all that kind of shit, because their whole thing is treat us normally, treat us like normal people.
Well, the fucking Irish have a fucking parade. The Italians have a parade. So that is pretty. I'm for all these parades going away. I don't care when these people. I got to celebrate my heritage. Why? Just fucking, that's nonsense altogether. You don't need to celebrate your heritage. Just be what you are and be done with it. But the whole thing about that kids got to be explained this kind of stuff, well, in society, they're in society. So you kind of got to talk about what they're going to see and what they're going to... It doesn't mean you got to say, hey, you're going to have to do this one day. I mean, it's just what they're going to fucking see.
But it receives a lot of like positive promotion, which it shouldn't do. As in, it's a.
Do you think they should be fucking closeted and never like they got a force to live a terrible life?
No, they don't have to be forced to live a terrible life. But don't fucking tell me that this thing is great and like start parading it under our noses. To be fair, it hasn't really happened in the last year. This was a thing that had its time and had its like peak about a year ago, and it was a real thing where they were like shoving it under everybody's nose and everything. But it hasn't so much happened. But it's probably because this fucking year's been a and we've had to deal with all this other shit that's going on now with this whole black thing, with the whole Black Lives Matter thing. But even with that, it's like, what's all of this gonna fucking change? Because the thing is that these people are like inherently racist, and their children will be raised as racists too. So like, you're not going to change the way they think because it's the way that they were taught. And even with that, there's got to be changes coming from both ends, because as much as I am on the side of the black people with this one, so when it comes down to me being transphobic and homophobic and racist, actually when it comes down to real situation, I've been completely on side with the black people, because I've been in the same situation as them, where I drive an expensive car and I get stopped by these fucking pigs all the fucking time, and I don't even bother going to the police when there's crimes happening. In terms of, at the moment, there's a situation where my old landlord has stolen Austin's scooter, but I know as a brown person there's no point in me reporting it. But I also know that every time I had issues with my ex-wife, they would come and arrest me straight away, because they are fucking racist. I hate the fucking pigs, and 50%, as far as I'm concerned, half the white people in the world are racist. In that situation with Hulk Hogan, that was a low level of racism, and I expect that to be a common thought of most white people, where it says, yeah, if she's going to marry a black guy, at least he should have some money. Otherwise, ideally, everybody would rather have white stay with white, and that's just, there's nobody that can convince me that is not the case. That when two white people have a child, that they want it to go on and meet with another white person and keep everything in line. And when they differentiate from that, that's when things don't become ideal. But in an ideal world, this is how white people would live. And the thing is that to me, that not all of them, but most, that to me is what I call casual racism. And it's not a problem, but the problem, and it's been around and it will always be around, but the problem is that these casual racists, who are bordering more along the lines to extremists, have been given the license in this country with Brexit and with these protests and all that, to take their closet and casual racist masks off and to say, yeah, we're fully racist now because our government are basically supporting racism. We had a chance to give our thoughts on immigration with Brexit, and we decided to jeopardize our economy and our rights to free movement, where we could go all across Europe on the same passport and go on like fast track lines and travel freely with visas. We are now have got the same rights as people from Africa and Asia. When we go to Europe and we want to go to another European country, we have to stand there for 2 hours and with a different passport and wait. We've now got no trade deals with Europe either, and we now have a worse economy because we now have to somehow sell our own shit. We don't make anything in this fucking country. It's going to be horrendous. But people were there going, don't worry, like, we can take all of that on the fucking chin. We don't care if we lose money. We don't care if we struggle to go to all these other countries. We don't care about our relationship with the EU. We'll suffer. We'll suffer for all of that, because the thing that makes us suffer the most is that we have to see too many coloured people walking around. That's what really hurts us. That's what we really fucking hate. And this country spoke up and said, we're fucking racist. We're 52% racist. And that's what happened with this country. So the fact is that it is all around, and it is an inherent problem. But the black people on the other side of it, they have a cultural problem which they need to address at the same time. So if these white people are going to turn around and these cops are not going to kill people, and black people are going to start getting these better jobs and everything like that, then from the moment that they're born and raised, they need to be raised for those jobs, and they need to realize that, yeah, you're not going to fucking steal, and you're not going to rob people, and this is not how you're going to be, because robbing people and doing the things that they do is a cultural thing. It's been established. It's not racist if two black guys are walking down the side of the road and you cross over, because statistically they're more likely to rob you, and that's not a racist thing to say when the facts back it up. If I was blindly turning around and going, oh, black people will rob me, why do you think that? Oh, because my dad told me. That's racist. But when the statistics turn around and say poor black people from poor areas who have been told that they're never going to amount to anything, decide to rob, are going to end up robbing you, then that is a fucking problem. That is a cultural problem, not a racist problem, where they need to address that from the bottom. But at the same time, then the white people have to, and the people in politics need to do things on their side of things, where they need to make sure that these people receive proper funding, so they're not a fucking lost cause from the time they're born. So everybody needs to fucking move it. Going around and doing fucking shitty protests and saying, oh, stop arresting us or whatever. But first of all, they got to stop doing the crimes, and then they'll stop being arrested. But then the problem is the way that they're fucking treated, because the thing is that with the white police constantly having to arrest black people, they know that they are going into that job because they're going to have the opportunity to arrest and attack black people. Because if you want to be a policeman, I think there's a 90% chance that you are racist. Because I've never really known I've never really come across a policeman that I didn't feel like was a racist. So it's a big fucking change that's going to happen, and it's not going to be a case of just fucking marching along or whatever. There's problems all the way around. Are you still listening?
Yeah, I got you. I'm just letting you finish burying yourself. It's funny because
how am I burying myself? What do you not agree with?
No, I do hear where you're coming from, and I know people will pick and pull what they want from, making it like, oh, because black people. I'm like, well, here's the thing. Everyone's stereotype is their stereotype for a fucking reason. You also have the other stereotype of all black guys having a giant dick, and cry me a river.
The thing is, young black kids turn to crime because they don't have any alternative, and they feel like imagine being like a teenager and already not having anything, and already knowing, like, in most situations where you're not gonna amount to anything. Your life is very much like. There's some, we see people from poor areas and they become like amazing boxers, or they just get their heads down and they stay away from all that kind of stuff, and they got a really naturally intelligent brain and they're able to do really well in school and move away from those kind of situations. But if you're not gifted with the athletic gifts and brains and everything, and you're not even entitled to a regular education that like me and you would have, and you're going to be in a shit school where like where there's going to be fucking weed being sold like in the fucking school, and the teachers are shit, and the learning is shit, and there's no real pressure to even turn up to school, then yeah, you're more likely to, you're going to have to turn around and go, you know what, I don't want to be poor, so I'm either going to have to take it on the chin and go and work in a fast food joint, or I'm going to like turn to crime and I'm going to sell some fucking drugs and I'm going to rob some people and I'm going to have money that way. I think it's a pretty straightforward choice that you would become a criminal at that point.
You know, I was going to say, here's a game to play. I'm going to name a race and you tell me what their crime stereotype is. You ready?
Okay.
All right. I think we go with an easy one. Let's say tall-head Muslims.
Bombing?
Yeah, okay. That's an easy one. Black.
Stealing.
Okay. A very hard one, I think. Chinese or Asian. Nothing.
Animal cruelty.
You know what? That very good. Very good, because they'll eat the animal. They will eat their dogs and cats. I didn't even think about it. I was like, they do nothing. Now, here's where we might differ. I have two things. White.
Kill their own family.
That was one of them, because my one is serial killer.
Yeah.
I think serial killer is a very white thing, and I also say embezzlement. White collar crime.
I also don't see many black pedophiles.
No, that's a very rare one as well, I think.
That's a white boy. That's a white boy thing.
That is a white thing. Pedophile is a fucking white thing for sure. Italian should be an easy one.
Italians. I think they like to fight, right?
No, I would go straight to mafia.
That's fighting, though, isn't it?
Nah, that's fucking racketeering. That's killing people. I mean, it's mafia. That's what it is. I guess Jewish would be one I've already kind of said.
Fraud, I would say.
That's good. I'm thinking like embezzlement type of shit.
Yeah.
And something with money.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to have their own fucking stereotype, and there's a reason, because it's fucking has happened. Nobody just comes up with a stereotype when shit doesn't when it's never fucking happened before. So
it's great because I can rape and steal as much as I want
and get away with it because it's not they won't pin it on you.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I'm not white.
I was gonna say, what is where would you think rape would go? I would think that's a white thing too. I go white and black with that.
I don't know, because there have been some Asian grooming gangs over here in England that have been doing that. So yeah, I don't know. That one could go either way. I do put it mainly down as a white thing. I mean, the black thing is stealing, but it's also shooting as well. But shooting each other,
gang stuff, right? What about Mexican?
Fuck, what do Mexicans do?
I would think Mexican might go to the stealing part.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
Yeah, maybe gang stuff. But then I was like, okay, so where would you go with drugs? Because I think two races, and it's two very different kind of drugs, though, would go to the two different races. Do you know where I'm going with that one?
What races? Tell me
I'm going white and black for drugs. But they're very different drugs.
See, are the Mexicans not involved in drugs then?
I mean, realistically, everybody is. But I don't know. I don't think of Mexican when I think drugs. I mean, I guess you should, though, because it's that drug cartel fucking going over the border shit. But
yeah, I don't know enough about Mexicans because we don't have them here.
Oh, I'm in California, pal. I'm in Mexico. But when I'm saying drugs, I'm saying crack is for black, for sure, and crank is 1,000% fucking white trash, because you got all those white people with their fucking teeth falling out. Cocaine, I would say, is white as well. That's like upper echelon people with their cocaine. You know, like American Psycho type of people.
Yeah, with the business people.
Yes. And then I'm thinking, when it comes to dealing the drugs, I would say black.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't know enough about it where you are, but I'll give you that one.
It's a good game to play. Line the crime with the race.
But I think everybody will come to the same-ish.
Everyone will do everything. I think everybody would come to that same conclusion, especially anybody with a towel on their head. That's a guarantee. I don't think anyone would say anything fucking different other than bombing and terrorist stuff. But you see what we just did, though? We had a good time with it, and we laughed about it, and it was no hate involved in it. It's a fucking humorous thing where you can laugh at everybody's fucking race. And it doesn't have to be a fucking insult, even though it is a negative thing on somebody's race. But you're not like, oh, now I'm going to sit here and fucking cry because my race is not like... There ain't nothing better than me than Italians that are offended by saying, oh, this is a terrible stereotype for the Italian American that we're all in the mafia. I'm like, I love that fucking stereotype. That is my favorite fucking ever, being Italian. I hope they all think I'm in the fucking mafia. It's like a black guy going, I hate that the fucking rumor is we all have big dicks. What are you, fucking crazy? These are the worst stereotype for anyone ever has to be Chinese. They can't fucking drive and they got little dicks. It's the worst ever they have. And their women don't want to be with them. They go with every other race.
That's the funny thing in terms of when people like chuck this shit out at me about me being this, that, and the other. It's funny to me because when it comes about, I will then put the picture message of it or discuss what's being said about me in a group chat with a white guy from California, a married white guy from New York, a black guy from fucking England who's a solicitor. Then there's me.
Solicitor for American people, it's a lawyer.
Right, a lawyer.
Because we think it's somebody knocking on doors, a solicitor.
And then there's me in there who's brown, and then we've got the other white guy in there who's Craig, but now Craig's not in the group because Nick's fucking having a meltdown about Facebook.
See, I go with I'm Italian, but I never, like, when someone says you're white, I of course say Italian is white, isn't it? I always think that's together.
And the other thing, and even Chinese is covered because we wouldn't attack anybody. We wouldn't attack anyone like Chinese either because one of the guys in there is married to someone who's Chinese.
Yeah, he's married to a Chinese.
Yeah, so the thing is that with that said, I go to
and his kid's half now Chinese then, and
my brother's kid is half Jew.
There you go. So that'll be the good financial side of the family.
Because his girlfriend is a Jew. The point is that we could not be like a more fucking diverse group, so we can't have any room for any of that shit.
And we bust each other's balls like there's no tomorrow. Like, poor Umar, our black friend, if you can't tell by that fucking name, I mean, bust his fucking chops constantly.
Well, Umar's not a black name. Umar's a Muslim name. Umar should be mine.
Umar's very African to me. That's like Oogie Yagi Da Mugi Mugeu type of shit.
No, I don't think so.
Really? That's a fucking Muslim name, is it? Umar.
Yeah.
Holy Christ. I hear that name and I'm like, that's fucking black to be.
No, because it's Umar and Omar. Like, they're quite close together.
Omar is very, yeah, I can see that being black, because over here it's Mexican too. Omar. You get that. But, I mean, we bust fucking chops constantly, and he comes right back at us. You fucking racist white devil. You know, it's shit like, it's like, and everyone fucking laughs, and they're best friends. Nobody gives two fucks. Nobody loses a fucking blink of sleep. You could call each other the name of the fucking century to each other constantly. He could call you a fucking sand jockey, whatever, and you call him the big nignog name, and everyone then fucking would laugh because of course, you wouldn't do this to strangers either. there is a comfortability with knowing somebody being able to say it. You're not going to go and just yell fucking words out in the fucking street. There is a, proper human being type as well. So, but when it comes to just racial names or whatever, it's depends how things are said, not what is said.
Yeah, but I mean that's the point. Whatever is said, and whatever these fucking morons want to turn around and say in their forums and their Reddit places and all that, we still go back to a fucking multicultural fucking group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's our fucking that's our platform. That's really we do the shows on here, but the show is going on in the week the whole time in that little place.
Yeah,
where we're just talking to each other, and then conversations that come out of that group then end up on the show. I mean, it's been a while since we had Umar and Nick on or whatever, but everybody's popped on. We're not just fucking sitting here going, "Hey, I'm not racist. I've got."
We should probably have them on one of these man shows to talk race one of these days, because then, like what society would say, then you're allowed to. If you have each person represented, you can talk about them. And then I'll bring Faust on here, who's fucking quarter chink, and he can tell the fucking Chinese side where I go, "You poor bastard with a small dick who can't drive."
And we've even had like women on our shows, and some have been good, some of them have been bad. But the fact is that we still have them. So, I mean,
yeah, we had a real bad one once.
Well, she's still having this fucking meltdown about adrenochrome and these celebrity pedophiles and all that kind of stuff.
Oh God, yeah. If you want to hear, you go back in our archives and you'll see when we've had women guests, and you will know immediately when you hear the conversation which one was the bad one. I mean, you couldn't play with her, you couldn't fool around, nothing. And this is a woman who was doing foul things for money, and she's offended by a lot of stuff. So, like we said, it depends on your audience. It depends who you're talking to.
But now she'll openly sit there and her the guys that even jack off to her are calling her a racist. She's like,
really?
All that. Oh yeah, because she's like fully supporting Trump and saying that these marches are disgusting, and like she's sticking up. She's defending like the horses that were attacked during the protests, and saying the
horse.
This is all like that, and she's saying that George Floyd didn't really die.
Oh no, it's turned into that where the fake body.
This was a crisis actor because they're trying to distract you. They're trying to distract you from what's really going on, and it's
she's a cuckoo bird. Maybe we should have her on because she's a cuckoo bird. But then again, you can't reason with someone that's nuts.
Oh, she's fucking nuts. Because she's staying on point, even though she looks racist, and people are calling her racist.
Wow, and she's just fucking. I got a crazy friend who is. He shows the video of Floyd being put on the stretcher, and he's like, "Look, it's a half a body. It wears his legs." And I'm like, it's a fucking stretcher. You can't see it. I go, then where's his arms? Because he sinks into the fucking stretcher. And then they're like, and look, this one guy picks up the stretcher with one finger. And I go, you can't see the end of the stretcher with someone else carrying it. It's the goofiest thing ever. But I'm like, okay, now he's a mannequin body, and they didn't fucking... I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Right in the middle of the street with everybody there, they switched them out. People out of their minds. I had a big fucking thing about this last shooting that I talked about on my show, Lingus Mafia. About the cops in Atlanta, where they shot the guy when they were getting in a fight with him. And celebrities like Michael Rappaport, and I saw a couple people saying they didn't, they could have just told him, sleep it off, pal. They could have went and bought him a Coke and gave it to him to sober up. They could have called an Uber for him. I said, what the fuck kind of society? Where do you fall asleep drunk in your car and the cops go, it's okay, buddy, just relax here. Can I get you a soda? This is insane. And so they go to fucking, he's normal, nice guy. They go to put him in to put handcuffs on him behind his back, and he freaks the fuck out. And he starts fighting with the cops and grabbing their taser gun from him and running away from them as he's turning around, shooting the taser point blank in the guy's fucking face. And the cop is chasing him and pulls out a gun and fucking shoots him from behind. And I'm like, how in the fuck are the cops terribly at fault for that? They could have shot him in the ass, sure. Are you thinking about it while you're in a fucking fight for your life and you don't know This guy could have shot him in the eyes with the taser, with the fucking taser hooks that come out. Could have got him in the fucking eyeballs. And what's he doing? Fucking fighting the cops. And people are like, horrible. These people should go to fucking jail forever. And I'm like, that one, I've lost my mind from. The Floyd one, you didn't need to kneel on the guy's neck for fucking 9 minutes. That's insane. But this fucking thing is the craziest, where the guy was physically fist fighting and they fucking blamed the cops. I'm like, fuck, all the cops are going to quit. In Atlanta, they're all on like, they're going to call in sick and they refuse to go out. And who the fuck is going to sign up to be a police now? Because, if you do anything, I guarantee you so many police are going to get shot now because they'll be like, I'm terrified to pull my gun out. If I shoot this guy, I might go to fucking jail.
Well, they're not. That's not a bad thing. They shouldn't be fucking shooting. Like it's not normal to walk around with guns.
Oh,
it is for you guys, but it is for you guys. But,
yeah, it's very. Your guys' cops don't even have fucking guns. I mean, they frisked him. They knew he didn't have a gun, but he took their fucking taser gun from them. He took it away from them. So, and then they go, oh, it's, that's not deadly weapon. Fuck you, it's not a deadly weapon. You shoot that in my face.
We're quite far off the second part of this conspiracy show now. We're now going to go.
Oh, is it going to be conspiracy of this show? I didn't know that. I thought we were just going to shoot the shit.
No, not on this show. The one where Nick was supposed to come on and do the second part of those questions, but now we've promised the fucking race show as well. So I guess we better get on with that one and get people. I mean, that's the hot topic. Sure, the conspiracy could happen at any time. I was actually watching. There's a show on Netflix. That's a TV series, and it's about conspiracies. And the first one is about, is Hitler alive still, or did he really die? I'm like, that's a little goofy to me. He'd be dead anyway, even if he'd got through that period.
Yeah, but I guess it would be, I don't know, would he be 90 now or some weird fucking, I don't even know. It was, isn't he born in 34? Was that when all the hell was happening? I don't even know. I couldn't tell you.
I think it was in the.
It probably was fucking.
Was it 1938 to 1944? I think.
Yeah, that's why that's in my fucking head. I'm thinking of that. Let's see.
I think the first one was in 1914 to 1918.
See, I'm typing in Hitler. Let's see. He's fucking well dead now. But I mean, this show I guess is brand new.
When was it 38 to 44? Was it 6 years?
Well, he died in 45, so it was ending then. It was 33 to 45.
33 to 45. Jesus Christ! It went on for 12 years.
I guess so.
That can't be right.
Well, they said
no, that must be when he was in charge.
He was dictator from 33 to 45.
Right, but that's not when the war was.
No, it doesn't say that. It just said that.
I don't think he was a dictator at first, because a lot of the stuff he done was very popular because he made Germany into a force. So I don't think he was a dictator when he took over.
He was born in 1889. Yeah, he'd still be around, sure. Yeah, but they were showing what he would have looked like if he escaped there and all that kind of shit, It's amazing that this happened. Watching it, I was like, how did the rest of the world allow this to fucking be? They were like, we're taking people away and exterminating them. How the fuck is this allowed to happen? Because if this you imagine if Germany tried to do this now, it wouldn't go a fucking day. So I don't know how the hell this happened with America not going, wait a minute.
Yeah, they went and took over whole countries. They just went over and went hey, we're taking this country. This is ours now.
Just took them. I'm like, okay, that's great. But if you watch Quentin Tarantino's movie, they kill him in the movie, so that's good. Rewrite history.
What movie is this? The
Inglourious Bastards. Yeah,
Inglourious Bastards. That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he likes to rewrite things, it was a good fucking movie. And you're glad too. You're like, good. Fucking should have happened. They should have fucking killed this fucking asshole. But the guy was the biggest pussy in the fucking world. He killed himself so he didn't fucking get caught by everybody. The walls were closing in on him, and he had to get out. So he pussed out, killed himself.
Well, I think that's the right thing to do in terms of like rather than being caught. It's like kind of a way to stick it to people and go.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's the stick it to people for sure.
You'll never catch me. You'll never have a chance to interrogate me or anything.
Do you want to do a little game I have here before we leave? Because we've done an hour. This game will take a little bit of time. This is called the Cameo game. And I have a list of people that you could pay to do, Cameo, correct?
No, but I'll work it out.
Do you know what Cameo is? You never heard of it?
Cameo, is that thing where the celebrities make a video?
Yes. You pay them, they do a 30-second video, whatever, and say, "Hi, Billy Body, I'm Lana." What are those? So I have a list of celebrities. You tell me who charges more. Okay. We have Rusev, and we have Lana. Now this is when Rusev was still employed by WWE, so we'll keep that into account. Who charges more? And what do they charge?
Oh, does she charge more? I think he. Okay, I would say that she charges like about 120 and he charges like 80.
She charges 100 and he charges 125. Kelly and Sonya Deville.
Okay.
Who's what? Who makes more and who's ahead of who?
I would think on the premise that Sonya's in the company, she would probably charge more. And I would think that she charges 80 and Kelly charges like 60.
You're very, very close. Kelly 50, Sonya 75.
Okay.
Sid Justice, or Psycho Sid, and Too Cold Scorpio.
Too Cold Scorpio is going to be one of those that's like 15, 25, something like that, 25. And Sid hates doing shit, so I reckon he would be about 120.
You're right on the money with Too Cold Scorpio, $25.
Right.
Sid, $50.
Oh my god, I might get that. Austin.
I was gonna say you could have Sid say hi, Austin. There's a couple where you'd be like, shit. All right. Here's a fun one. JTG from Crime Time against Brian Pillman Jr.
Okay. I bet Satin wished he got the Shad from Crime Time,
so he could have proof that he knew.
Yeah. So you go, hey, he sent me this video. It's not a camera.
He goes, "Hi, Ryan Satin. I'm Shad, and I wanted to say happy birthday."
Okay, so they're both going to be like cheaper. I would say they're both around about 25. I'd say Shad probably charges.
Well, JTG. Shad ain't charging nobody.
I'd say JTG probably charges less than Pillman.
Very good. You're right there.
Yeah, I think he would be like 15 and Pillman would be like 25.
Man, you're very good at this game. Pillman's 15. JTG's $10. I wouldn't even do it for $10. Why would you do it? I wouldn't do it. And I'm nobody. I wouldn't charge people $10. Peyton Royce versus her husband, Sean Spears.
Okay. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 90 for Peyton and 65 for Ty.
Well, you're right in the who's getting more. But Peyton is getting 100.
It's close.
And Ty Dillinger is getting $20.
Jesus, that's a huge gap.
That is a major... I'm like, you got to be married together.
He's asking her if he can buy things on the internet.
Can I get? Why is this Amazon coming to our house? We need to say, Brett Favre versus Ric Flair.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
Just about. I'm going to say Brett Favre 300 and Ric Flair's 250.
Okay. You're very wrong both ways. Brett Favre is 400 and Ric Flair is 500.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's insane. He's got to get fucking like 2 a year. It's like, would you spend $500 for Ric Flair to go hi Billy Body?
Who the fuck is spending that?
It's crazy
You
to me.
go and meet the guy for that much. Favre, what did I have for Favre? 300 and he's 400.
Yeah.
That's
Here's a very interesting one because I'm going to have to explain one of them, but you'll know exactly. Big E versus, remember the Fire Festival fucking documentary?
yeah.
The guy who said he would suck dick to get the water?
Oh my goodness.
Him.
Yeah.
That's how I wrote his name. Guy who would suck dick.
I don't know if his price will still be high now, but I would say at the time that was out, he would be able to get 50 for that. And I think Big E with the WWE numbers are coming in between 80 to, I think anywhere between 80 to 250 is probably what Roman's getting. So I think Big E would be around about 120.
Well, you're very fucking good. But they are both exactly the same at 125.
How is that guy getting? He can't be.
You
he can't be
imagine
on-
he's getting. You go, hi, I'm the guy who's gonna suck dick, and the picture
Yeah,
is him staring at that camera after he said it too.
I would reckon that that's tapered down now, because that thing's not even on Netflix anymore. So,
Harry Boy Smith versus Gilbert.
at the very low end here. So one would be another 10 or 15, and so I'm going to go Harry Smith 20 and Gilbert 10.
They're both tied, 25.
Okay.
Nathan Jones versus Eva Marie.
Nathan Jones went and done some films, but I don't think they got enough notoriety for him to be any higher than. I'd say he's 40, and I would say she's kept herself up.
I've seen her
Let's say
Instagram,
she's
looking good.
She's like 90, I would say. Yeah, with the pink hair. I would say she's like 90, and he's like 40.
He is 100, and she
Why?
is 75.
God, I might even get that for myself.
Make her flash you, though. Shooter McGavin from the fucking Happy Gilmore movie against the Dos Equis guy.
I don't know who any of those are.
You don't remember the commercial, Stay Thirsty, my friends? The most interesting man in the world, the Dos Equis guy?
No, we didn't get that commercial.
Okay. And you don't know who Shooter McGavin is from Happy Gilmore? The rival of Happy Gilmore? Okay. Well, that was, for people listening, Shooter McGavin's 220. The Dos Equis commercial guy is 250. Tim Hardaway, former basketball player of the Warriors, versus Bam Margera from Jackass.
The guy from Golden State would be, I don't know if he's 200, maybe 150, and the Jackass guy would be like 100.
Tim Hardaway, 50. Bam Margera, 65.
So he wasn't a great player then.
He was an all-star guy, yeah. But he was like in the 90s. Bruce Buffer. You know who Bruce Buffer is, the announcer.
Uh-huh.
Versus Dr. Drew.
Who's Dr. Drew?
Dr. Drew did the Love Lines. He's like a fucking online fucking doctor type. You don't know him really?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I would say Buffer. I would say Buffer would be 75 to 100, because I mean he's got the voice. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say he's 100. The other guy, I have no idea. So I'm just gonna say 50, but I don't know who he is.
Bruce Buffer, 299.
Whoa.
And Dr. Drew, 198. Do you know that old show, Gay Guy, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
I heard of it, but I don't know anyone from it.
Okay, the main guy, the blonde guy, Carson, Gay Carson, versus Emma from formerly WWE.
So I think Emma would be now 50, and he would be a lot more. I think
You nailed
maybe
Emma
100,
right on the money.
maybe 125 for him.
65 for him.
Oh, okay.
So you could have him say hi to Ryan Satin. Billy Kay versus the Black Ghostbuster, Ernie Hudson.
Shit, Billy Kay was Peyton was 90, wasn't she?
Peyton was 100, and Ty Dillinger was 20.
So maybe Billy would be 100 too, logically. But let's say, but she's not as hot, so maybe she wouldn't. Okay, let's.
She's like, I'm not as good looking.
I'd say 100, and I would say he makes jokes of how unknown he is as the Ghostbuster. So maybe he's like 25.
He's 135. She's 100.
How can he be 135? He jokes at himself.
I mean, shit. He was still in Ghostbusters. Here's a good one for you. The Soup Nazi versus Lanny Poffo.
Soup Nazi. It's only in one episode, so maybe 50, and maybe they're the same. I think they would both be 50.
Okay, you got Lanny at 50, Soup Nazi 60.
Okay.
Well, last one here. Terry, Marlena, versus the Great Khali.
He's much more, I would think. I'm going to go 25 for
But he
her.
can't speak.
I'm going to go 25 for her and 50 for him.
50 for him. Bullseye. You're good at a lot of this. You're very close. And Terry, 75.
That's ridiculous.
Pretty good, though, huh?
I wonder how many these get. That's what I really want to know. I'd want to know if there was any kind of sheet or anything in terms of what they get.
Yeah.
Like a table.
Let's see. I have a couple other things. Here's a real fun one. Dolph Ziggler's brother, Ryan Namath, versus Humberto. I'll give you two more. I'll give you that one and one more that's coming, and that's it.
What does Ryan Namath even do?
I think he does some comedy with Dolph. I don't think he does anything.
Okay,
He goes,
so
"Hi, I'm Dolph's brother."
I'm going to go $25 for him and 60 for Humberto.
25 for Humberto. 20 for Ryan.
That's cheap for Humberto, seeing as he works in the company right at the moment.
Here's your last one. Robbie E. versus Coco Beware.
All right, so 35 for Coco. And, oh shit, who was the other guy?
Robbie E.
$45 for Robbie E.
Coco was 25. You should have stayed. And Robbie E. $15.
He's in the company now, though.
This might have been right before he got signed there, though.
Because now would he do it as Robert Stone?
Yeah, I guess he would. Or, no, he'd have to do it as his own fucking name. They can't keep their fucking bullshit name, I don't think. But he was...
Well, I mean, WWE must sort this out for them. Or give them permission to do it.
I don't think so. I think this is on their own and
So
they don't
Roman-
use
so you
their
get-
fucking fake name.
So you get Roman Reigns and he goes, "Hi, I'm
Joe.
Simone."
Well, what's funny is Gilbert is labeled as Gilbert. It says Dwayne Gilbert, I think.
I bet you they're in contact with the WWE and they run it through them.
I can't imagine. I mean, Gilbert's charging $25. They're going to take some of his money. He can't have anybody fucking ask for anything. Is he going to sit there and do his tongue out the whole time? You know what someone should do for a joke is have somebody pay for that and have it be for Goldberg's birthday and send it to him.
I reckon people are fucking doing these for stuff like that in terms of they're buying them for other people.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be gifts for other people where they go, oh, your husband wanted me to say happy birthday to you. It's so weird because they make them, like, their whole point is they have to say their name. And they're like, the whole full name, they're like, hi, Billy Body, how are you? And so you could just go, look, they said my name, they know me. It's the fucking most bizarre thing ever.
It's weird, though, like, because I don't think if I ended up if I bought Ric Flair for somebody, I would have to find a way to let them know how much I paid for it. Because I wouldn't. I'd hate this to be a thing where they were
make them say it in their thing. Your friend spent $500 for me to go hi.
Yeah, that would be the cleverest way to do it. Because I think otherwise there's no reward for it. Imagine there's somebody that would love it, but you have no idea of the concept of how it costs. I wouldn't want them to think that. But see, that's the thing. Drew McIntyre must be now. I don't think he's on there at the moment, but if he was to go on there, he would probably be over 200. Right?
Yeah, I would think so. He could sit there with the belt and talk. I had Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show. He's on there, and I think he was like $65 or something like that, where I wrote to him on the side and I said, hey, can I just PayPal you $60? Because then you don't have to split it with fucking Cameo. You don't have to report it to taxes. And I don't even need video because I just wanted him to do an ID for the Lingus Mafia podcast. And say, and I wrote him something and said, just say this. And he said, okay, fine. So I PayPal'd him, and he sent me an audio message from his phone. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, that's the. If I was in that level of celebrity, I would put myself right down. I would undercut everybody. I would do them for like 30, and I would just do them all day. Just imagine you fucking do like 10 of those a day.
Yeah, that would be fucking great. You should actually fucking put that on Twitter. Go, hey, I'm doing Cameo outside of Cameo. So if you PayPal me, I promise I'll do what you fucking ask. I feel like have people fucking do whatever. They want to pay you to fucking do it. I should have you cut an ID for my show. Hey, this is Billy Body you're listening to.
Do you know everybody's turning this like picture and everything and into let's get revenge for podcast 1 and all this kind of shit now?
Oh, it's fucking unbelievable, the attraction. I go every once in a while and I see a fucking ton of fucking tweets, people saying to yelling at Fox, like, what the fuck do you have here? What kind of fucking human being do you have that's done this to a child? It's fucking unbelievable. And I think having the proof that it wasn't photoshopped, even fucking better. But the fact that he can't own it and say, yeah, I lost my mind. This whole
thing that he's saying, how could it be photoshopped? Is that even possible?
Well, I think he is saying it's photoshopped as in he said those words and you added the picture to it to make it look like he did this. Or that you wrote the words and just put his name in the place. That's what he's saying. Which is ridiculous. So, say that again. Like if I took a screenshot of your Twitter, whatever you said, hi, good morning. I superimpose words in there that are all racist and hateful, and then I could put that picture there too and say, look what he did. It's the same as, putting somebody's head on somebody else's body, I guess, but words.
But then how would you get the retweet count and all that shit on there?
Well, you just got to do it, I guess, to a fucking one that already has that. You could take a picture of anybody's fucking thing and just erase the words and make it whatever words you want on a computer. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I can't fucking do it, but I could fucking give it to somebody who could, I'm sure. That can't be a hard thing to do.
So that's why Nick ran it through the thing to see if there are any lines there or anything like that.
Yeah, and you would see if it was fucking a square taken out of it and a fake square put into it. You would totally see all the fucking work that was done. And the picture is flat. It's normal.
But then how do you get the part? How do you get his fucking old picture from? Oh, I get it. All right, because he would have taken. Oh, I get it.
If you just took a snapshot 100 years ago and rewrote over top of it, that's all. But right. I mean, it would be. We just know it's not happening. We know that he sent it. So, I mean, you took the picture of the picture back when it fucking happened in 2000. What was it? 17. So
yeah, 2017. Yeah. Because I mean, as we were saying, like within that time, we found all the other fucking shit as well that we've been looking at all day.
Yeah, Road Dogg talking to you, all kind of shit. Didn't he say he was going to deny and all that kind of shit? But I'm like, doesn't he know that you could take a picture of the screen? How is he denying anything?
He's dumb. Like, he's doing the Shawn Michaels like computer gimmick where Shawn Michaels doesn't know how to use a computer.
Jesus. Well, that's it, Billy. I think we've done a long enough show. We did an hour and 20.
Oh, well, I have not been watching the clock.
Yeah, so they're going to listen to this and enjoy everything we said. And I suggest that he apologize. But I'm going to say sincerely, I would like him to come on my podcast and have a discussion about it. Billy will not be involved in it. You will have free reign to talk. I will counter with what you have to say. And you can have a platform to get it out there. I'm tough, but I'm fair. And check out my podcast, the Lingus Mafia podcast, if you want to see what type of podcast I do have. So don't feel like you're going to be fucking, ambushed. I want to do an interview with him and get his side of the story, because I'm sure it's completely different, as everybody's always has the two different sides, of course. So I want him to defend himself. I don't think he will, of course. If I was in his shoes, I would do it, but I could see where he would be scared. He doesn't know if I'm going to scream and yell, but then again, he could just hang up if I fucking attacked him. It wouldn't, it does me no fucking good. So I want to do an interview with him. I've interviewed Sonny, and it broke the internet. Look for that fucking interview if you want to hear me do an interview. So hopefully he reaches out to my Bucky K Fizz account. Otherwise, he can unblock Lingus Mafia and write to me there, and I will be cordial and write him back. But I just want him to do his side. Fair.
Are you going to get Derek on as well? Are you going to get Derek on?
Oh, I've offered Derek to come on 1,000,000 times. I said it will all be fucking forgotten. You come on, it'll all be solved and done. Because we ask when there was all the fucking war going on with all of us, or with the fucking owner over there and all that shit too. And I said, he fucking said this, and this. I did not start anything. And now that I'm attacking him for attacking me first, I'm the fucking bad guy. It is ridiculous. But he's another one without the balls. Come fucking speak to me. I'm willing to fucking talk like a fucking gentleman. You imagine me being a fucking gentleman? That's a scary fucking thought, first of all. So
yeah, I found all that shit where he was
yelling about me. And it was weird because I don't know where it came from. It started with him calling me a sociopath, which I turned into the greatest bit ever on my show. And I said, thanks for the... he texted me out of the blue after he heard it and said, you're a fucking psycho, a sociopath. And I wrote LOL, thanks for the bit on the show. It was great. And then he wrote back, fuck you. And I was like, and I sent back a kissy face. I'm just like, where did this come from? I was like, what the fuck happened? So I don't even know where it started with me and Derek, but he refuses to man up either, because that's what scared people do. They're so fucking intimidated because they cannot speak. They cannot have a conversation or have any comebacks or retorts. So they know they're fucking doomed, and they will never do it. They could go on their own show and talk bad and talk shit, but that's not man shit, because you will not confront someone. We are offering to confront face to face, not face to face, but ear to ear, because it's a fucking podcast. I can't be face to face with you. You live far away. So, what the fuck? Come on. Fucking all that shit to talk. Fucking open forum. Open forum. But that's on them. That's not on me. That is an open invite. So they will hear this, and all they will do is try to say how horrible and racist we are, even though they will take little clips out of context. 1,000,000,000% guaranteed. So here's the part that you could pull and say, see, I told you so. I told you what they would do.
I think it's getting to a point where he might just back off and realize that he's going to lose this.
You're right.
And his job.
You're very right with him doing that, yeah.
I mean, well, what's on his wall right this second? Like, do you have any account that can still see
Sure.
it? 'Cause I don't.
Sure. And the last time I checked, it was ignoring anything that had to do with you. It was normal. It was nothing to do with any of it. Let's see. I'll go there right now and take a look. But yeah, it was as normal as you could fucking get. Somebody yelled at me on here. It said, you're not the one who must judge or decide or even mock. You do things, but don't like when they do it to you. I don't know if he's replying to... No, I think he's replying to Ryan because it's right after the Ryan thing that said, this I did say. He was being awful and terrible things about people. He deserves to get fired for the things he was saying. Where I posted this was the followed up tweet, the na hey, when you got let go by whatever the fuck they were called, that other website. And I don't say that like I'm not trying to say their name. I just don't have a fucking clue who they are. And so this guy's replying to Ryan about you don't like the fucking people saying it to you, though, do you? So let's go to his page.
But he's getting a lot of shit. Like, this has not worked out for him at all.
Right away, the first thing that's on here, other than his pinned tweet, and it was 7 hours ago. Oh no, this is a retweet then from, and that was the 7. He's trying to raise money for his friend's dog surgery. So talk about trying to be a good guy and really trying things. Oh, and look at this. Thanks for everyone who donated. Y'all are very cool people. Like he's trying to be Mr. Nice. A retweet about Florida being mandated to wear masks. Something about women in wrestling. Access TV. Thanks for this person discussing NXT with him. Here's a link to NXT. It's all just there's nothing about you know, he is running for Z Hills. You know.
What's going on here?
What's that?
Who's this guy talking about? Enzo. Something about Enzo was accused of rape and my timeline was filled with people stomping on his grave. We were all able to put a face on that lying girl. We were able to gather witnesses, understand pretty swiftly that she was full of shit. And now I see a non-tweet of accusations. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but all I see is an anonymous Twitter account making sudden accusations. Am I missing something here? What's he talking about?
It's probably the Bucky K. Fizz tweeting the fucking picture. Saying I'm an anonymous account making fucking claims. You say, well, that's Cav Manning, but he has blocked Cav Manning's Twitter.
This guy's talking about some David Starr thing. That
whole fucking David Starr shit? That's from that other fucking nerd that was tweeting about David Starr when I was like, who the fuck is David Starr? Jesus Christ. All right, Billy. Well, we're out of here. I'm at Lingus Mafia on Twitter. If you want to get a hold of me or listen to any of my fun show, I don't really talk about wrestling unless something happens. Otherwise, it's just daily bullshitted talk. And we're also on patreon.com/LingusMafia. You have a guy who runs a Twitter that you whisper in his ear called @DirtySheetsCom. Correct.
Yep.
@DirtySheetsCom for somebody will get a hold of Billy if you want to hit him up there. And as usual, you could tell Ryan Satin that Cav Manning challenges him to be on his podcast if he wants to have a voice and get it out to the other side. So, for Mr. Billy Body, who will be camping out in Ryan Satin's head, I'm Cav Manning. We'll see you next time.